Join hands, let's win. But we can't join hands to work.
Hi, my name is Nekme Obasogie, and today I'm sitting here in Benin City with Dr. Felix Nicholas. You know, for those who are following me on social media, you remember 3 months ago, in April, received Dr. Nicholas in Toronto, and today I'm with him in Benin City again. Oh my God, it's nice to meet you second time again. How have you been working and campaigning in your party?
Well, the campaign has been going on fine, and I was in Abuja, just left Abuja in Benin. I was in ITV this morning. Okay. Tomorrow we are going to Delta. On Tuesday we'll be in Lagos, and on Thursday I'll be in Canada again. So everything has been going on fine. Our campaign is getting stronger day by day, so we thank God for that.
Okay. When you are not in Nigeria, do you have people on ground?
Oh yes, we have capable men. As a matter of fact, it's one of the reasons my absence is not felt a lot. We have seasoned politicians.
On ground?
Yes, some who have held political offices before, who are currently heavily working. Many of them attend meetings. Even the park meeting that just ended, one of them attended. My deputy campaign director. So we have people who are working very hard.
So you are one of the members of PACT?
I don't know if I will say I'm one of the members, but I will say I attended the last meeting. So I don't want to say I'm fully a member of PACT.
Are you denying the PACT?
No, I'm not denying it, but I
Shawara is saying the same thing, that he only attended the meeting once.
Yes, that's what he said, and I couldn't make it to the first meeting. The second meeting, my deputy campaign director represented. The third meeting, thereabouts, he also was there. He left middle of the meeting. And the last one, I decided to come. That's why I actually came, just to see how far this thing would go. Even though I'd already gotten the full report of what it's all about. So I wanted to be there, to experience it, so I don't hear from other people. But
then you joined?
Yes.
Okay.
I joined, but I pulled out.
Oh, you pulled out?
Yes, I pulled out.
After the nomination? Or before the nomination?
After the first vote.
Okay.
Because there were 2 votes.
Okay.
After the first vote, I pulled out because it was obvious, it was already pre-planned. It was not you cannot conduct an election like that. If the way they did it is the way election will be conducted, I'm sorry, there will be no democracy. It was a pre-planned stuff, so
really?
it was not fair.
It was not democratic.
It was not fair. It was not done well. There's nobody who really means business who will agree to that, and that's why you see every major young aspirant, they all pulled out.
What exactly happened?
It's a pre-planned stuff. People who are in the same party coming together and trying to bring other people, even though they've already agreed. As a matter of fact, they're already using New Nigeria, which is their political term. That's what they want to do. You cannot, before the consensus candidate was chosen, you're already using, my mandate is to make Nigeria great. You didn't choose mine, you're using yours, which means you guys already have all put together.
Who were the voters?
They were all young aspirants. I think they would have allowed the youth to vote.
Who voted?
All the young aspirants, those who were there.
Okay, you too.
The first vote, I voted.
Okay, the second one?
The second one, I was not there, I pulled out. Because I already saw, I knew from the first meeting my deputy campaign director attended, he already told me what it's about. Second, that was why he left. He pulled out of the second meeting because he already saw that it was bad. The fourth one, I wanted to come. I bought my ticket even a few days too. I said, let me see. Let me just experience one of it. When I attended the first meeting on Wednesday, it was just what I saw was just exactly what it was. Like I said, every young aspirant in this election, you know that everybody is not serious. By now you should know. Oh yes, it's obvious. Everybody don't really want to take this further. Those of us who mean business, read my lips. I will not step down for nobody. I've said it before and I'm repeating it. If I want to step down, I will step down and I'm not running anymore. But it won't be because of anybody.
For you to even join the coalition, you should be expecting anything.
Yes, we should be expecting, but I don't think there's no way I could have backed out and not even see what it's all about. That would be arrogant. So at least being youth, I was happy. As a matter of fact, I was initiating something like this before. I was trying to initiate something, but I felt it would be necessary after the primaries. Everybody's not going to win the ticket. So let those who are able to win the ticket come together and make something substantial out of it. Not just everybody coming, It was porous. It wasn't done well. And if you were there, if you experienced it, there's no way you will agree to it. You will only agree if you have nothing to offer. You can move on, probably financially or otherwise. I'm not saying the rest of us have money all over the place. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, but there are some of us with straight vision who really want to fight whatever it takes to get there. That little vote cannot just pull me down. I have so much people following me that I can't even go and tell them, we just did a vote, 7 people voted, I'm going to step out. I can't even do it.
Should have maybe dispute it and said it's not a free and fair election.
Yeah, but it's too early to be going through those rigorous processes. Why we're still trying to remember, primary election is one of the most technical elections. You're dealing with delegates. Okay. It's very technical. It's financially it's consuming. Nomination ticket, I'm sure you know how much it is all over the place. So those of us who make business.
Ticket is very expensive.
It is. Those of us who are really into it, we're trying to get that. So talking about this at the same time, I don't think it was necessary. That was why I put out. I want to focus my energy in getting the ticket. Then let the battle begin.
So that ticket is very expensive. You know that.
Yeah, but what can you do until you get to office? It's actually they're already setting us up for failure. You're telling us you're going to office to enrich yourself, pay for it. That's what they're indirectly saying. It's way too much. The minimum of any party I've seen is 10 million.
So, will you be able to afford that?
It's a fact. Oh yes, that's why we are moving.
What about if you lose the election?
We're not going to lose the election. In my party, no, we're not going to lose.
You are optimistic.
This is beyond optimistic. Yes. You see, we are doing the work. We are not just speaking. For Friday to Saturday, I didn't sleep thinking. The only time I slept was the few minutes on the plane. So we are working all morning now from ITV to different places. There are a lot of work we are doing. And because we see the result of our work, we see our followers. The part meeting we went, I can tell you, among every aspirant, I'm the only candidate who came with people from various different states. They came with buses. Many of my people, I didn't even ask them to come. As far as they knew I was there, they came. People were there from Nasarawa, from Niger, from Delta, just for that little meeting, without me officially telling them come. So that suggests to you that we're doing a lot of work. Remember, we're running for president. Yeah. It's not just like I'm in Benin today, tomorrow I'm in Delta. On Tuesday I'm in Lagos. I just left Abuja. So it's a lot of places we are visiting at the same time. But I think when campaign begins, we'll be able to use all the media from TV, radio. That will make it go faster. We know, yes, a lot of the world has not gone out yet, but you have to give us kudos. We are doing our best to get this one out there. Yeah, we're doing our best.
Nebo TV is available for sponsorship. Advertise your business, organization, and products on Nebo TV. Contact our representative in Canada and Nigeria with the phone numbers and email address on the screen.
The youth aspirants, given that they are very divided, this divisiveness will always affect them.
The question now is, why are they divided?
Okay, why? Why are they?
Until it is fixed, the division will continue till the day of election. A lot of people want everybody to fall to them without any little compromise. It's never going to work. For example, you can't tell me this another crazy. On my way coming here, I was just thinking about it. It just even got me upset. You can't tell me step down for you. At the end of the day, you're telling me only your agenda will run. You cannot impose anything on me. I cannot step down for you, campaign for you, and yet my agenda, which it may not be all of which, basically we all have the same agenda. We want Nigeria to be safe. We want Nigeria to be a great country. You're indirectly telling me I have no voice. and you expect me to agree to that. Nobody is going to agree to that. I want to believe that if I'm stepping down for you, I will have a say in the administration. If you cannot guarantee me that, I will not step down. So that's what many of them are not doing.
There should be a principle when it comes to
the MOU that was signed. None of those were stated there. As a matter of fact, somebody got offended in the meeting and was like, "If I step down, what is my own in this?" They are saying, "Oh, you because you step down does not mean you are guaranteed anything." So there's so many things that went in there. I don't want to bring out. I want to keep that within the meeting. So at the end of the day, when you're asking somebody to step down, you want to make sure the person is still part, not just stepping down to help you campaign. Remember, we all have followers. It doesn't matter if it's one person following you, it's somebody. It doesn't matter if it's just two people you have. What do you tell your followers? How do you tell them, I'm just stepping down? For what? I want to help the guy fulfill his vision. I want to just help him because he's a great guy. Or he gave me money. Is that what you're going to tell them?
There should be a form of a principle.
I'm stepping down because...
If you are stepping down, there should be an option for you in within this...
Where you can still effect the change you want.
Yes.
If you are not guaranteeing that, you cannot step down. But like I said, that's why I said, any meaningful young aspirant who followed that path, they have nothing to offer. That's why. Those of us who have something to offer, I know I just said that we never step down. But the time can come where it's obvious, it's put on the table plain. I know my voice will still be heard. The changes that brought me out in the first place, I can still affect them. Then we can start thinking. But until then, there's nothing to think about.
But do you think the youth aspirants will succeed by dividing themselves like this?
To me,
Nigerians are going to divide their votes.
Yeah.
Many people said even the youth aspirants, if they all come together and form a coalition, still they will not be able to confront APC or PDP.
You're right.
All those two political parties, we know them as cabals, and moreover, they are very good at ringing elections. So now that the youth are even divided, what do you think would be the prospect of your campaign?
No, I don't call it division yet.
Yeah.
The reason why you can't say we are divided.
Yeah.
We were never in the same party together.
We were expecting all the youth aspirants to come together and form a coalition, just like what we saw a few weeks ago. But if some of the youth aspirants are defecting from the coalition and they want to run individually, do you think they will be able to compete with APC or PDP?
Don't you think the reason why we all even agree coming together? I know how much my ticket cost for me to fly down to attend such meeting. Don't you think we came because we wanted to be part of it? Of course, we wanted to be part. That's why we even came in the first place. But should we, because of making people happy, follow what we not suit? We wanted to. That's why we came. That was why I said it would be arrogant if the way I was invited, if I never showed up. And I was excited. I must tell you, I was excited that thing was going to work. But it was too selfish. What was proposed was selfish. If I am calling 5 other presidential aspirants, 7, I say let's come together. Let's go through an election. This is plain. Whoever wins, we will support the person. At the end of the day, before we even go to whoever wins, everything should be spread out. Everybody here will be part of the administration, so we can all join hands still. Together. You can't tell me join hands, let's win, but we can't join hands to work.
Oh, that is not gonna work.
You want to use me to get to the office, but yet I can't join you to work. It's already selfish. You're just proposing what is going on with the current administration, PDP and APC. If I go out there, step down, and I'm telling you people vote for you, my reputation is already on the line. If you don't perform when you get there, next time when I'm coming, nobody's going to listen to me. So I must make sure that while you are there, I have a chance to effect at least one of my policies.
What type of policy? What type of chance?
Number one, for me, safety is number one when it comes to Nigeria.
Okay.
I need to make sure my proposal is heard, not just hearing them. I'm in a position whereby, hey, when you are going against it, I can boldly speak up and correct it. Okay. If I'm not guaranteed that, then go on by yourself. Remember, this is the first time a youth will get into office. When a youth mess up, we are finished. it will be difficult.
Yes, for any other.
So whoever is getting in that office, you must do everything possible to make sure you succeed. Why? A lot of people are behind you. So that's why this is critical. I know everybody wants us to come together, come together.
Yes.
It's okay to come together.
Yes.
But some of us want to exempt ourselves. Why? Because this is a journey we have taken. We are not going to step, whether it's 2019, 2023, 20, whatever, we are going to follow it until we get to that place. And we must make sure our reputation is guided.
Okay, understand.
We can't trade it on the ground for the sake of unity. The first dialogue we did in Abuja, my wife, I told them, I'm sure you live in Canada, you know what they call lie detector test. If you pass it, I'll step down for you.
Lie detector test?
Yes. Because people are lying. They'll tell us this is what they want to do. They don't want to do it.
So you brought that idea.
I am already live, not your life now. This is not be edited. All of us will sit down. We bring people from Germany, London, randomly that nobody can brag.
So you said that?
Yes.
And what was
I said it on ITV this morning. Let them bring lie detector test.
So they responded.
Everybody is pushing each aside, of course.
They didn't take it serious.
Nobody's going to take it serious. I'm proposing that. You know why I'm so bold in it? You know why I'm so bold? I know I will pass that thing 110% because I know why I'm coming out. 110%. I'm ready. As a matter of fact, after my candidacy, like nobody's ready to do, I will do it on my own.
But it's very funny though.
It's not funny.
You never see anything like that.
Exactly.
In the politics, politics.
This is a critical situation now. When things have become critical, you take critical measure. We don't know who's telling the truth no more. The youth are, because they are youth, are they all telling the truth? Do you think every youth is telling the truth?
I don't think in Nigeria they will even respect such idea.
No, it doesn't have to be law. We are saying if you are so genuine. Some people are claiming that they have not met Kabas. Some people are claiming Kabas have not given them money. We will ask you, have you collected money from any Kabas? If you have, you will feel it. And I keep saying it. If you are so sure, pass it, I will step down. I was watching one, this was a live show. It's a divorce court. And they asked the man, have you cheated on your wife? Oh, no, I have not cheated on my wife. Have you done this? No. They asked the last question. Did you marry your wife because money? No. Do you love your wife? Yes. He failed every other question.
Yeah.
He has cheated. Everything. The only one he did not fail was if he loved the wife. Truly, he loved the wife. I said, okay. He failed all the questions, but at least the main thing, which is more important there, is the love. He passed that. Now, as a woman, you will consider, this man really loved me, even though he cheated on me. Should I stay with him or should I leave? That's what I want Nigerians to do. This guy is saying he has not collected money from Kaba. This guy is telling us, which question did he fail? Can we go ahead with this one he passed? Or the other guy who failed every question? Should we assume he will change when he gets there? At least now you have reduced 16 to 5 people. Then the 5 can now vote.
All the presidential aspirants are proposing a debate, at least 1 or 2 political debates. Both President Buhari, do you think they will respect such an idea?
I really cannot think for anybody, but I will hope that anyone who is really serious to govern as the president of this great country should be able to honor and come and deliver your manifesto. Let the people know what you're up to and stand and debate with others just to see.
Will you be a part of it?
Oh yes, any day, anytime I'll be there. But you see, many things should happen after the candidacies. Now they are good, but I think it shouldn't just end now because many are falling out already. You should expect that.
Yes, that is
61 people currently running. Everybody is not going to get a ticket. Few people will get a ticket. The debate continues. But anytime, any day, definitely the first one that was organized by Wiver, though it was not a debate, it was a dialogue.
Okay.
I was expecting a more intense.
How many people showed up?
We were quite a number of us there.
You went?
Yes, I was there. That was in April.
Oh, that's good. I
was there. Quite a number of us. Christy Mogalo was not there. He has not declared there. Ahmed Buhari was there. Some other guys were there.
Okay, what do you think about what Ahmed Buhari? He decided to join PDP.
He's a close friend of mine. We talk all the time.
I saw him with this coalition, this art coalition too.
He was there.
I was surprised when I saw him. I said, oh my God, what's going on?
What I'll tell you is this. You see, beyond what goes on TV, beyond this interview, we have people we speak to. We have team we consult with every day.
Okay.
Everybody have the reasons they may not be able to disclose now. But we are very assured that as time goes on, why not PDP? PDP has no young person. He's the youngest person there now.
Yeah.
Don't we hope he win the ticket? Oh, I know it's so impossible for him to win it. But to me, until you are in, you don't know if it's possible or not. It's never possible when you're out.
Because
it's only possible when you're in.
You know why? Because many of us, we thought maybe the youth aspirants, they are coming out to run for the president of Nigeria to defeat the cabals. The cabals is the PDP and APC. If the youth aspirants are joining PDP or APC, it's like a replica.
Yeah, until you hear directly from him, you may not know why.
Why he
decided to join. He may have strong hold why he think he can cause a change. His advisors could tell him you can't do it, but until you hear from him, you really cannot know why. It will be wrong now for me to say it's wrong. Why did he? I have to know why.
As a youth aspirant, how will you deal with this idea of ringing elections in Nigeria?
Yeah, I think it's getting better, and we hope it will get better. INEC has vowed that the issue of paying people on the day of voting is completely eliminated, even though it's hard for me to believe that. You see, one of the reasons we have to work with the police department is because they are supposed to make sure that nobody come close to each police center to start paying people. But unfortunately, if the police are not giving such order, nobody can effect it. Even if you have your supervisors in each police center, they cannot go and confront a man with a gun and tell them you must do this job. So that is why before the real change can happen, somebody who can do this needs to get to office. But right now, who controls the police? There are about 100,000, it's not about close to 120,000 polling booths, centers all over Nigeria. So you're going to have supervisors in each, your team making sure that there is no ringing. You're going to do a lot. Even if the ring election, it's not that easy like it was before. Now, if you work hard, that is why it's also good. It shouldn't be just two people, APC, PDP, and maybe just one party. The last election, it was just two major people making noise there. So it was easy for one person to just take care of one.
Now, PDP is getting stronger, accumulating politicians who are very good at ringing elections. How can the youth aspirants?
There's nothing you can do about those guys.
A person like you as a youth aspirant, deal with PDP in this next election. People
know already that PDP have failed. And this is why I wish Nigerians, let me talk to people out there. I wish we are smart people. Nigerians are smart people. We are not as dumb as our politicians think we are. If you want to know if we are really smart, ask questions of Nigerians abroad. They're very smart. We are not dumb. Even some of our mothers and fathers who are not as educated, they still have sense. They know what to do. The point I'm trying to make is, they were in APC, they messed it up. They went to PDP.
They went to PDP.
Majority of them, Dino Melaye was where before. He was in PDP before he went to APC. Now he has returned back to his vomit. The two of them, that's why we are putting them in the same basket.
But they are very good at ringing elections.
That's why I said.
They have talks. Do you have talks to ring this next election?
It's not everything we can see on media. We don't have to call them talks, but we have youths. They are not talks. They are decent people who make sure what is supposed to be done is done.
You don't live in this country. These people, they have been here.
I was born and raised in Nigeria. I lived in Edo State. I've lived at least 65% of my life in Nigeria.
Okay.
So I know exactly, just the same way somebody who lives in Benin does not know what's going on in Kano. Don't mean I know exactly what is going on. And number two, like I said, we have seasoned politicians. I have people who have been councillors who are currently in our campaign team. So this is just beyond me. We have people who are working hard. We know. I'm not saying they cannot win, but that's why I said the last general election, the two major parties was just PDP and APC. So the only two people watching each other's back was not the two of them. Now, when we have 3-4 major parties going there, it will be easy for one person to just win election where 3 other people are.
Okay.
So it will not be easy for PDP to do.
Okay.
Neither will it be easy for APC to do.
Okay. Are you financially strong enough to compete with like APC or PDP in this next election?
We don't have stolen money that they do. They loot money they have loot from the treasury.
You know they are very
public
rich.
fund.
APC and
I don't consider how do you consider rich? Where did they get the money from? How much is their salary? You say the money they stole, we will understand. Yes, they have stolen money. We don't have stolen money.
Okay.
That's why we are beckoning on Nigerians to support us.
In order to run a successful election, you need money.
Yes, the money is going to come. It's coming gradually. People are supporting our campaign.
You mean you're financially strong enough to compete with APC or
we don't have billions banked.
PDP?
We don't have billions banked already. But the resources are coming. People are donating and we keep hoping. I mean, are they not blessed Nigerians who want change? Are they not rich Nigerians who want change? That's why we are reaching out to them, even home and abroad. There are people who can give us $1 million. They are not thieves, they are not politicians, businessmen who are rich. They will support because we mean a lot of people want change in this country. So to be thinking about, I don't consider that wealth. They are not rich, they are thieves.
We saw on social media or on the news a few weeks ago in the governorship election where voters were all after the political party that give them money. So
that's why.
How will you shape the mindset?
Do you know? Yes, that's really where the problem is. Not even these politicians. These cabals, they are not really as powerful as we think they are. Because on the day of election, they don't put gun in your head to vote. It's a free choice. But they know what Nigerians need. So the solution is not actually in the hands of politicians. The solution is in the hands of Nigerians.
Okay.
If only we can just sacrifice that 5,000 naira once in a year or once in 4 years they give us and vote for the right persons, I think Nigeria will be okay.
So you have people on ground who are preaching the word.
Of course, but the only problem is how much can we preach to people? Are there people who will vote their conscience? Oh yes, you should know that. I met a man yesterday, he said, well, actually in our campaign, he works at the airport. And I was told he won councillor. He was a councillor. And what was the issue? They were going to steal 50 million naira. They brought it for him to sign so that they would share the money. He resigned because of that. And he works now as one of those guys pushing stuff. He was introduced to me. Man, I clapped for him. Now he's doing a lesser job. He was telling me, I spent like 2 hours talking to him.
But we have few people who are honest like you in Nigeria.
They are still there. You see, politics has become so dirty. Good people are taking their hands off. That's why we are saying don't take the hands off anymore. When you go to your kitchen sink and your plates are dirty, you don't take your hands off. What do? You dirty your hands to clean it. So that's what many of us want to do now. We want to clean it. There are people who will not vote, sell their vote. But unfortunately, there are still many Nigerians who will sell their vote. Yes. But this is one thing we are praying. Yes. We think about these things, but we don't let them weigh us down. Don't forget, the road is heavy. It's a tough fight.
It's a tough one.
It's a very tough fight. Yeah. Like now you asked about the money. If I think about how many billion we need and we don't even have 1% yet, yes. It's enough for you to say, you know what, I quit.
Yes.
But you can't think about that. We walk by day, see what's happening, and let's hope God will do something, in this. We don't think about it that much. But see, you can see I'm very young. I don't want to get old.
Yes.
Just by thinking about money to run an election.
Oh. So what are you doing currently with your campaign on
We a few weeks ago we're focusing on the primaries.
Okay.
Because without a ticket, you don't have no.
When is gonna be the
October 4th is a convention, but they're trying to work it out to move it a little bit closer. So we have a few days. As I leave Canada now for the award, I'll be back for that. We're focusing on, as soon as that is gotten, we'll hit the tree heavy again.
Once you are then nominated, then you go ahead and start campaigning.
Yes, it becomes a heavy.
There's a guarantee that you will be nominated.
Yes, there's a guarantee.
Okay. Thank you for coming to Nebo TV, and I wish you the best in your campaign. I hope to see you soon again in Canada.
In Canada, yes. Yeah.